All right, this should be our final video that we're going to go ahead and make for today. And we're going to talk about linear equations when they're not in y equals mx plus b format. The format I want to talk about is called standard form. It's also known as linear equations with two variables. So it doesn't say y equals. You're going to see it in, this is our generic, so this is standard form. Which is ax plus by equals c. Now I'm really hoping that this stuff isn't new, that we're just kind of waking up the brain, just making sure we're on the same page with what I refer to things as and what you may have learned them as. That's the most important thing I'm after. From this particular format, the best thing that you're going to get from these is it's easy to find the x and y intercept. And the x and y intercept really becomes something super valuable to us when it comes to reading graphs. Throughout all the different 9 functions we're going to evaluate this year, we're going to have the x and y intercepts pop up every single time. And then we're going to use word problems to interpret what those actually mean. Like, how are they important to the answers to our solutions? How do they work in the real world? Why do we even care what they exist? Then we're going to build upon that, but right now we just need to get that base foundation nice and strong. So I want us to go ahead and take the opportunity to graph the following function. Sorry, we're going to graph 5x minus 2y, and that's going to equal 10. Now, normally, people would have you solve for y, put it into slope-intercept form, because that's the easiest way to graph is when you have a slope and the y-intercept. But believe it or not, it's just as easy to graph from the x and y-intercept, because really you just need 2 points to connect a line. So if I'm going to do that, what I need to know is that, first of all x-intercepts are in the format of x, 0. They will always have a 0 for the y value because they have to lie on the x-axis. So they need to have just horizontal movement, no vertical. That's literally what it's saying. No vertical movement, only horizontals. And the other one is the y-intercept, and you'll always recognize it because it'll become 0, y. So it'll have some number for the vertical motion. So again, no horizontal, none whatsoever, only up and down. So I could literally fall on the y-axis. Now, if I have that part memorized, then what you get is you realize they're giving you a free variable. They're telling you, hey, would you like to find the x-intercept? Well, wherever you see y, plug in 0, because you're only after the x. Same thing here. If you would like to find the y-intercept, hey, plug in 0 for x, because we know that's what it's going to be, and then go ahead and find your y. So let me show you what that looks like. We're going to go ahead, use our equation up here, and we're going to find the x-intercept first. So the x-intercept says replace y with 0. Okay, no problem. So I get 5x minus 2 times 0 equals 10. That term completely goes away because anything times 0 is 0. So I get 5x equals 10. Undo multiplication with your division. What you do to one side, you best do to the other. And we find out that x equals 2. So what I have is I now have an x-intercept that's 2, 0. Again, some x, which we just found, and 0. So I'm going to come graph it. Start at 0, move to the right 2 because it's positive, and I plot my point. Next one up, y-intercept. So we're going to go ahead and replace the x this time, not the y, the x this time, so we can solve for y. That's going to give me 5 times 0 minus 2y equals 10. That term goes away, so I get negative 2y equals 10. This time I'm going to divide by negative 2 because I don't ever want to leave my variables negative. Please, if you see a negative, just divide by it. It's fine when it's left alone in multiplication. So I get this to go away, and I get y equals 10 divided by negative 2. Positive and a negative gives me a negative answer, so I get negative 5. So over here, I get the ordered pair of 0, -5. And notice how those formattings are matched. So that means, again, go to the origin and then go down 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, since I know it's a linear function, the best thing I can do is probably grab a ruler, which I don't have, and connect those 2 dots, and I would have plotted this line. So I'm going to do my best to draw a straight line and connect those 2 dots together. Now, most kids just want to do that, but keep going. It's a line. It goes on forever. So we're going to go actually through the point, and we're going to draw an arrow at the end of each side, stating that it does go on forever. And this is the graph of 5x minus 2y equals 10. And I did that graph without having to find the slope by simply plugging in 0 for each one of the variables so I could find my x and y intercepts. So that's something that we are going to practice with in class. I hope these videos worked for you. If you have any questions, post comments below. Everything that you need to have will be in your notebook. So there's work between the 3 videos inside your notebook that I'm checking for in class tomorrow. So the only comments that are required is if you have a question to these videos. And if you come up with one later, you can bring it to class. Thanks, guys.